Hey guys, it's Joshy here, and welcome to 4 ways to use Greedent in Sword and Shield. We'll get to that later, and sorry these are late. I lost a little interest in Pokemon for a while, but let's get back into it. So today we're looking at Greedent, the Greed Pokemon, and different ways to use it. So while, having a look at it, first let's look at its abilities. So we have Cheek Pouch and Gluttony. Both very reliant on berries. Cheek Pouch giving you extra HP when you eat a berry, and Gluttony letting you eat it at 50%. Now let's look at its stats. It's got a lovely HP stat of 120, making it quite durable, especially when mixed with a defense of 95 and a special defense of 75. Then we have our 95 base attack stat, which is great. Special attack 55, nothing amazing. But our speed is 20, so that's where we fall flat. So two things to note with these stats. Obviously, we benefit from Trick Room in nearly every sense possible. And the other thing is, with a base stat of HP of 120, we are always going to be better off while Dynamaxing. So let's get into it. So our first Greedent is, well, we're a special set. So we have Stuffed Cheeks, Hyper Voice, Belch, and Mudshot. And one thing to remember with Stuffed Cheeks is when you eat the berry, you get a sharp defense boost. So you can get the boost of the berry, as you'll see later. And then we've got Cheek Pouch, so we get the heal from the berry as well. Here we're running a max HP, max special attack set with a modest nature. So we have that max attack or special attack stat we can get there of 133, which isn't too bad, just over, And then we've got a Potato Berry, which gives us a boost in our special attack. So we'll see here different ways that you can access it. Now, please do note, as I stated earlier, we are a Pokemon who definitely benefits from Dynamaxing with our HP. So you will see this in every example, because if we're going to use it, we might as well use it. So I'm going to come straight out with the Dynamax here because I do have Stuffed Cheeks, but Stuffed Cheeks obviously works better once we have our HP lower, so we can get that recovery from the berry as well, mixing it with the Cheek Pouch. Now, you could run the Gluttony, but then you're going to miss out on that Cheek Pouch. So that's where you want to come in with it. So obviously, Dynamax double our HP, which is making us pretty formidable here, especially with such a nice defense stat generally. So we're going to get a Tailwind coming against us, not a problem, because with the Belch move, now you can't use Belch itself until you've consumed a berry, but we can use our Z move early and give us another special attack, max ooze, that's the word, sorry, I had a complete forget. So here, we just, we can take a hit. There's pretty much minimal Pokemon that are going to take us out. In generally, we're going to be hit with a good fighting move, with a good boost, and that to be able to be one-shotted. Here, I'm just using Braviary so I can boost my special attack. Now, please do remember, Greedent actually gets access to a lot of different things here. So, I'm going to go for the Max Guard because I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother about taking damage. I've got a double boost in my special attack. I'm just going to make it waste itself, waste a Tailwind, and I've got +2 in special attack and cause damage. Literally no loss to me whatsoever. So now I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice. I thought being stabbed should do it. Now, please remember, while Dynamax, if I do access a ground or steel move, I can boost my special defense and defense as well. So I'm going to take out the Braviary there, and so I'm up 1 with no HP loss there. Now, obviously, most Braviary sets will probably come out with something different or have a Power Herb there. So the Togekiss coming in. Now, I haven't eaten a berry, so I can't use Belch. So I thought, oh well, I'll just pop my berry here with a Stuffed Cheek. So now I'm going to gain the Potato Berry, giving myself a +2 in defense, and then the berries +1 in special attack. So now I'm sitting quite bulky, so I'm going, here I just wanted to show off that it does give you that boost in defense. So now I'm going to go for the Belch, which I can use. I'm going to get Thunder Wave. Really, the only problem here is that 25% paralysis, which, more often than not with my luck is going to be a problem. But I don't have to worry about that speed drop because I'm not outspeeding anything. And I'm able to one-shot that Togekiss there, which is great. And then, so all I have to do is deal with the last one, which is Sigilith. Now, as you can see, though, I am running the Mudshot. Again, as I said, I can give myself a boost there with that in a Dynamax form, but I don't need to. And he's going to go for a Reflect. I don't know why this thing went for a Reflect. I'm paralyzed, so I'm like, damn it, now I had to put up with the, he's probably going to light screen following this. He's a double screen, so I don't know why. Again, you wouldn't send the Sigilith out first, but we can have a look. You know, it's going to be a 2-hit KO because this thing's probably real defensively and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not expecting too much problems from it because that's the first hit I've had to take, and without any special defense boosts, I take it quite nicely with max HP. So that's going down, and that's how to make a special attacking Greedent. Just had a mental blank then. So next Greedent we're going to have a look at is our Careful Greedent. We've got Stockpile, Defense, Belly Drum, and Rollout. Sorry, Defense Curl. I said Defense. So the idea here is we're really trying to rely on... we're a careful Greedent with, up special defense and lower special attack. And we're going to run max HP mixed defenses. I actually put a little bit more into special defense here because I'm going to be boosting my defense. But having max HP again is quite good. And then we've got our leftovers for our recovery. So the idea here is we're going to make ourselves defensive and then try and really rely on a rollout. Now, this one is a bit of a longer battle, and I have cut it down a little bit just to show it off because, well, this unpheasant was a bit of a butt as well. But, so, generally you want to get a stockpile, a couple of these up. Having attack and defense boosted is a much better idea. Defense and special defense boosted is a much better idea because you're going to have yourself taking more hits and possibly even living them even more than usual. So now I'm also going to get Feather Dance. So I'm like, great. That's totally what I wanted. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to run with it and we'll see how I can go. So I'm going to, boost up again. Well, get a boost up. Having the Attract and Feather Dance actually is a fantastic unpheasant set. I didn't show off in my other one. It can really cause some annoyance. Probably better off in a double battle. But back to my Greedent. So I'm still in love. And this is frustrating because generally what I want to do is get my defenses boosted 3 times with stockpiles. So I'm taking a lot less. So as you can see, we've skipped a fair bit. So here I've had most of my boosts come through. I've obviously taken very minimal damage here. And I'm able to get the belly drum off. Originally I was looking at running a substitute on this guy as well, but I decided with a belly drum at least I can pop my attack back up to the max. So this is why I wasn't afraid of that Feather Dance, because with a belly drum I've now taken myself right up. Now I can try a rollout. I have had my defense curl, but doing defense curl before rollout actually gives rollout a boost. I get critted there, so I was like, just get through, and we can deal with this thing. But no, so I've, skipped again just because there was a large thing. Now finally get that off, and I'm able to take out the unpheasant. So now after all that fuss, I either have max or he may have got another Feather Dance off me in there that I got rid of because that was a long entry. And now I thought, oh well, awesome, I've got a Weavile to deal with. Now, this thing's got pressure. Could be a little problem, but not too much. Now, my HP may not be massive, but I'm going to get faked out. And I'm like, this thing is going to do little damage to me, which is great because, I'm very boosted in my defense, max HP. So I'm going to go for another defense curl to boost my rollout. And I'm going to take that Ice Shard. If he had better moves, he'd go for him, or at least he'd be smart enough to. And I'm able to tank them, get more HP back, and now get a defense curl off, so he's going to be doing even less. So if you wanted to, you could even run, if you wanted to move away, you could run max special defense, or you could even run max defense in this thing instead of having the mix between the two. But I like the mix because we have a bit more coverage on the special defensive side. So now I'm able to start relying on my rollout, get one hit there, down to a focus sash, of course, and then, this thing's a problem. But you got to remember, the thing is, you can deal with a lot of things even with just rollout because it is a move boost, a power boosting move as it goes on, or you can miss like that, or you can rely if you want to on Dynamaxing, which does give that move a great boost in power. So I'm going to go for another defense curl because I want to be boosted when I come in against his last one, and because I know I'm going to take him out and I'm recovering at this point, you can make use of it. If you can get yourself in a situation like this, even in a battle against a person, a lot of people think they're going to be taken out, and often they're not, won't save a Pokemon on 1 HP because, especially if entry hazards get set up. So I'm going to go for the rollout again, and I sharded, a couple of HP off. What is it, 12 off, which is nothing. It's like 5% pretty much. and then we'll take out the Weavile. Finally, if we didn't miss that other one, we would have been rolling in nicely onto the last one. And more HP here. And as you can see, we're gaining really 2 HP per turn. And then we get the Beware, and I was like, okay, this is where we're not going to be doing as much. So I was interested to see what happens. We get stomped, you know, outsped by Beware. Does literally hardly anything as well, but I flinch, and I was like, God damn it, I really wanted to see Rollout take this thing out. Now, I had another one recorded of this battle, but I had a lot of problem with it because for some reason the sound and video just didn't record evenly for some stupid reason. And I actually rolled out and completely Rollout stalled a stupid Hitmontop, which was meant to be a stall Hitmontop. But nonetheless, I thought, you know what, we're not fussing around with this. I'm going to Dynamax. That's going to double my HP, which is going to make me pretty hard to take out. And I really wanted to see if this thing had a fighting move, but by the looks of it, it's just trying to rely on flinching. So it was frustrating. But I can go for the max Rockfall. Now, you got to remember, thanks to my Belly Drum, my attack is quite boosted, and now that's a 2-hit KO. So I really don't have to stress. We get the Sandstorm up, and this thing's going down next turn, providing we don't flinch. So as you can see with this set, that Dynamax, because of the boosts in our defense now, both physical and special, I can generally take a hit, and by doubling my HP at whatever place it's at, I can get a strong hit off if needed. So if you come in against, have something come in that is actually a worry for the rest of your team, but you can cause a big chunk to, then even, you know, if you're a 2-hit KO from it, but then you Dynamax, that's going to make you either a 4-hit straight away, or a 3-hit once he's hit you once, so you can make sure you get a nice chunk off there. So again, that's that Dynamaxing. As much as it didn't matter against that Beware, I would have loved to have seen it had a much stronger move against me, and then the Dynamax saving me. So now we're on to number 2. Now this Greedent is my Assault Vested Greedent. Now I really do like this guy, so we're just running with Body Press, obviously, for our defense, Gyro Ball, Psychic Fang, and Seed Bomb. Now, you could run Earthquake on this guy, and I'll get to that later. So, I'm running a Brave Nature here, so I can get the attack boost, but I'm going to run max special defense. Now, my defense is pretty nice, actually. Even with no investment in it, it's almost as high as our attack, so that Body Press is still going to do well. If you wanted to run some defense in there, you could, but that doesn't matter too much, you know? Either way. So now we've got the Roserade coming out here. I was like, okay, well, let's see. But this is where I really wanted to show off one of the uses with Dynamaxing with Greedent. So we're going to go straight into it. Double the HP, you know. If this thing's specially offensive, it's not going to do much. Now, you can go for the Max Knuckle with Body Press, giving you an attack boost. That is one thing. But here, obviously, I'm not going to do that. I want to get more damage off if possible, because if this thing can poison me and I can avoid it, that would be much nicer. So, as I said, I'll Dynamax here and deal with this thing. So I was like, let's see how much damage we cause. And he goes for the Protect. So the Dynamax was actually a fantastic choice. So I went, okay, well, we're going straight into it. Max Steel Strike. Now, the reason you use this with Gyro Ball is because, yeah, look, not much damage, but... Ready, guys? Ready? For those who forget, you get a defense boost. And if you wanted to, you could run Earthquake on this Greedent, so you get a special defense boost. But I'm not going to. I decided not to because I thought at least I can get a bit more of a range of coverage with the Grass one. And if you wanted to, you can use a Grassy Terrain to heal yourself. It's just what I thought I wanted to do, but you can run either and you can move it around. But I looked at it and I thought, look, I can heal... My special defense is already an extra 50% thanks to Assault Vest, so we're sitting quite nice and high in our special defense, giving my defense boost is great, and then also when I'm not Dynamaxed, I can use the Body Press with a defense boost. And now we've got the Seismitoad coming in, and I thought, I know I can kill this, but I know this thing's not going to be doing too much to me, and as you can see, it's not. But I can definitely cause some damage with Max Knuckle, and now I have a boost in attack. So that's where it's kind of, that was super effective. And just because I max HP and Dynamax and then get myself a boost in defense, that did very little. So it was a safe choice to do. Now, the only thing is, without setting up the Grassy Terrain, I don't have that recovery. But look at that. That's still a 3-hit KO there for this thing. And he's got to get around my boosted attack and my boosted defense, which isn't working now, even though he's got Drain Punch, he's got Life Orb, but it doesn't matter because I got Seed Bomb. And that was another reason I carried it, because more often than not you can run into a ground and water type a lot of the time, which can seem to wall you, or you can get a lot of bulky ground types or water types at times, so that works nicely. And then I got the Seed Bomb again, but I wanted to go for the Gyro Ball, because you're going to remember I got base 20 speed, so I ain't doing anything nice, and I've even lowered it more with my Brave Nature, so I just wanted to see how much damage I do with it, if you wouldn't keep hurting me. But this thing is going to be a Flinch Protect set, which is just lovely. But then I realised I also had Psychic Terrain up, so I've been boosted his Zen Headbutt, which didn't worry me anyway because I'm bulky. So I'll go for it again. I was like, come on, let's kill him. He's just getting on my nerves. I was like, don't flinch. If you flinch, kill me. I'm going to be disgusted at this point because we've done so much work. But I don't. I get through with the Gyro Ball. And you got to remember I'm also +1 in attack, so it's not amazing. This thing obviously isn't the fastest set. And I probably could have done a lot more damage with Seed Bomb, but that flinch, but who cares? That was the set anyway, so that flinch did cost me. And now let's go on to number 1, which again, as I stated earlier, please do remember they all do work lovely in Trick Room. So anyway, this is my Belly Drum set, literally just sitting with Belly Drum, Body Slam, Earthquake, and Psychic Fang. Yes, I read a different way than the when, but we're running an Adamant Nature. I was thinking of adding Brave or something, but I went, nah, we're going with Adamant. Max HP, max attack. Now, you can see we're at level 100. I had to Hyper Train a couple stats because he didn't hatch with all the top stats. And then we're running Citrus Berry here with our cheek pouches. Now, I'll show you why we run that, and this works out quite well. So, let's get into the battle anyway. Now, lovely shirt there, mate. Very fitting to the theme to finish this off. So, Greedent here, I love this little shiny guy. I really thought he had a stupid shiny, but I don't know why it's grown on me. So again, you got to remember the Dynamaxing helps, but we're going to go straight for the Belly Drum, because it doesn't matter what I get hit with, as long as I'm left above half HP. And being max HP, it's, look, that was a Stab Life Orb Wild Charge, and I lived. Now, yeah, okay, I Belly Drum myself to 18 HP, which sounds pretty stupid, but now I can pop my Citrus Berry, which is going to give me more of a heal. And then, thanks to cheek pouches, I get another 50 odd because of... Oh, sorry. Actually, that was another 70 because of it. So now I can Dynamax, taking myself actually back up to about exactly 70 HP more than I started with a max attack stat. So unless something is going to come in with a massively strong fighting move, or have some hacks or anything to get through me, I can take out a couple of Pokemon on mostly any team with a Greedent with this coverage. As I said, I have Body Slam, Earthquake, and Crunch. And, as you can see here, I'm going to be running, obviously I'm going to go for the Earthquake, which is our Max Quake, which is going to give me a boost in my special defense. So now anything that comes out that's special offensive is going to be doing less damage than it would have before, which is quite nice. Now, the other thing to remember, if you wanted to run something like a Wiki Berry or one of your half healing berries, you could run Gluttony if you want. So no matter what you do, when you get to half HP, you're going to recover it. Or if you're running Cheek Pouch, you could risk the chance of being knocked into that low quarter HP before you pop that berry, but then you're going to take yourself pretty much to full HP with that berry. I prefer the Citrus because if you don't get hit, you're still going to take yourself right back up. So now I'm going to go for, Max Mind Storm coming off the Psychic Fang. And I feel like Psychic Fang works nicely too because it gives you, again, that coverage. But the good thing about Psychic Fang, it gives you coverage to your weakest opponents, or your strongest opponents, the ones you're weakest against, which are your fighting types. And then we have the Ninetales coming in here, and I'm going to Max Quake. This thing's going to go for the Flame Charge because it's a very important move to bring out right now. And I'm like, yeah, cool, he's done. Max Quake, he ain't surviving. And that would be it if this thing wasn't holding a Focus Sash. And as you can see, I'm about to undynamax, so my HP is going to halve from what it is, so I'm down to 40. I'm expecting to go down. So, heads up, I do. And I left this little bit in because I've got to talk anyway. You guys can see new Snowy. But, as you can see, these are 4 different ways you can use this Greedent. Now, I did come up with a 5th way, and I will be showing it off in another video, but it will be showing off in a problem I actually found with Dynamaxing to me. I'll get to that in that video, but it was something that I think is unweighed, where it works one way, but it doesn't actually work for this set, which I was dumbfounded. And you know, from what's happening. But it's pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed these examples of different ways to use Greedent, and I hope to see some of them tried out. As I said, Dynamaxing will pull it out anywhere. As you've got to remember, if you've got him to Dynamax level 10, you're gonna have full HP, so it's gonna turn around and work out for you. Sorry, if you're gonna double your HP, so you're gonna end up having a lot to deal with. And as I said, if you're one of the defense boosting ones, it's gonna work out even better. And on top of that, don't forget, if you can pop him in a Trick Room team, it's going to work out. The only problem with Trick Room, again, is that you have to be reliant on someone's setup. But if someone can set up and then let you come in on it, and you have a couple turns, even with the Belly Drum set, you can Belly Drum, get your HP back up with the Citrus before taking a hit, and then, as I said, you got 2 turns of really strong attacks. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, don't forget to... We're going to... just because the set was so much fun to fool with, we're going to roll out that like button. Don't forget Discord, Twitch, and Twitter are all linked below. A lot more activity on Twitch lately, and hopefully Discord too. Don't forget the comments. If you want to see me try a different Pokemon and come up with a couple of sets, you can pop it down there. And finally, guys, if you'd like to sub or even ring that bell, that would be greatly appreciated. But anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.